Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Turbo Beavers. Pretty excited to be here in Timberborn again today. If you're new to the series, we're calling it the Turbo Beavers because we're naming the series after the de Havilland Turbo Beaver Canadian-built floatplane. And yeah, pretty neat airplane, still in service today. So, anyways, diving right in, what do we have for today? We started underground farming in the last episode, which was really exciting. So. We've got a few layers kind of being blasted out, and we planted something down here just to kind of prove that yes, we could do it. Got some really great comments about supports. I'm just going to pause for a second. And yeah, that was a really good idea. If we try and blast all this out and remove all the platforms, it'll likely not really work. What I think we can do is about every 4 or so, we can kind of leave a beam. So this one is the ladder. So we're going to leave that one there. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll take that one out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And same thing. And then I'm actually going to take out these last 2 rows because the farmhouse can't really reach that far. I don't think. So yeah, that should have a few supports in there. I'm also just going to kind of pop down maybe there and there, just to leave us a few more extra supports around there, and then that should work as well. We could probably blast these ones too, to be honest, at the edge of the map, because we don't have to worry about water flooding down here. So we might go ahead and set up those as well, just to try and make this somewhat a little equal. So we'll go all the way through to there, and yeah, that should make a great little underground farming. I wanted to maybe expand into this area, but one thing we're going to run into is issues of pollution during a bad tide. And I'd like to use irrigation barriers if we could fix that, but unfortunately we need the treated planks, and we just don't have the trees or infrastructure yet to really do treated planks. Even though we are in cycle 11 already, because again, this map is small, we're really limited on space, so we'd have to probably rip some trees out. There are some pines here that we could use for some pine resin, but yeah, we just don't quite have the beaver manpower yet to get there. So one option I had thought of is we could try maybe blasting down some of these levels here and replacing these with some levees, and then that way when the bad tide comes, it's not touching any of the irrigated land. We'd probably have to kind of get underneath here as well, but yeah, we'll kind of work on that for a little bit later. So we're going to let the beavers basically do their thing underground. While we are there also, once we maybe get to a drought and we have some extra beavers again, I'm just going to pause some of these gather flakes. We a lot of these berries are starting to add up. No hollers yet, but I'm actually just going to take the hollers up 1. If we have to take them out of science, you know, we can take them out of science. But one thing I would like to do is just actually over in this area eventually as well, I'd like to blast this down a couple levels. This deep water pump can reach down to 6, and currently it's at 4. So if we kind of go down a couple layers, we can see, yeah, we can blast down a little bit, and we can kind of make our own little fake reservoir. Maybe not fake reservoir, but our first little reservoir, so that we can maybe have at least some more water available for the longer droughts and the bigger population that we're starting to get to. So that is an option. The other thing we could do eventually is blast out a lot of this whole channel and kind of maybe dam it off somewhere over here and kind of create a dam there and fill this up higher with some water. We could kind of clear out these trees here and build up the other side. So I'm just wondering, does this lumberjack flag? No, it doesn't quite reach. I would like to get some of these trees out of here. So maybe what we will do is we will just mark a couple of these birches for demolition. I'll just kind of speed that along, and maybe we'll just also mark that as a higher priority, just so that the builders will come by and do it before they get too terribly busy. But yeah, we'll work on trying to collect some more food, and then eventually what we'll do is in the underground farm, we're gonna move some farmhouses, and we're gonna shuffle some of the stuff around to connect up to the power. But what we're eventually gonna do is probably put in a food factory. I'd like to put some berries in the underground farm and then clear this area out for some more production and maybe a little bit of farming as well. If we can put some of the production at least over here, then we don't have to worry about that issue with the bad tides. But looks like they got those trees out of there. So we'll go ahead and put lumberjack flag in there, and then we'll just throw down a pass so that is connected. Get that high prioritized as well, just to get built. And then we'll go ahead and mark all these trees for cutting here. It's like so. There was some other comments about the water wheels. You know, I kind of put these levees in the middle here to try and sort of compress the water a bit to speed up the wheel so that you would build more power. As you can kind of see down here on this wheel, it only kind of generates around 60. I had thought about getting rid of it. This one is doing not too bad either. Yeah, I thought about taking them out, but honestly, we kind of need the power just to kind of keep everything going. We're kind of just teetering around having enough power for everything minus our gear workshops. So yeah, that's just something to kind of keep in mind. So for now, we'll leave it. Eventually, I'd like to obviously not have all this in here. Again, we'll probably try and get some other power options going. We do have the option to go to engines at some point, which I would like to do. You could maybe fit an engine somewhere around this area here eventually. But yeah, it's just going to take a little bit of time to sort of get all that sorted out. So yeah, 10 open jobs. So we really do need to have some more beavers coming. So hopefully, yeah, as time goes on, we'll get some more of our breeding pods taken care of. In terms of everything else, we actually will eventually need some more log storage. So I think also we'll just kind of try to place things, you know, where we maybe have some space. We could maybe look at putting in a log storage on top of here by putting some industrial piles down. And we could maybe even get some water storage in this area as well. Again, we're going to want to leave some space for... Oh, no, that doesn't matter. We want to leave some space. That's a staircase. For everything else. And of course, now I have actually blocked that in. So if you get a triple platform, that should work there. So it's a little ugly, but anyways. I believe that episode of SpongeBob, I'm ugly and I don't care. Yeah, anyways, so we'll get those in there as well. Again, just want to leave different things for our beavers to do. We should be getting a drought warning here pretty soon. I'm also just going to take the working hours down to 16 because I'm seeing a lot of thirsty beavers and I just don't want to you know, make them too upset. In terms of well-being, we could maybe see about getting some other stuff in here as well. I don't know if we're getting much of a wet fur bonus really for anyone, so maybe we could look at getting the double shower somewhere as well. Again, we're really tight on some space around here. I'm just trying to see where we have an open path. There is kind of a little bit of space right here, although it's not in a really super convenient area. Actually, one other thing I was thinking of while we're at it is just to kind of make this path here a little bit shorter. Let's go ahead and actually just put a set of ladders all the way up here. Something again for them to kind of work on here in a little bit. Eventually, once a drought comes, you know, we'll kind of run out of power to make dynamite. Every stick of dynamite we make goes immediately to everything else. So let's just see, these are all prioritized by haulers. So do we have any haulers? Yes, we do. Okay, so that's good. That's at least helping move some stuff around. Looks like we are getting some more beavers growing up because now we're only down to 7 open jobs, so that's good. All right, so we got a drought coming in 3 days. So we should probably try and get a few other things taken care of. I would like to have some more water kind of stored in this area here. And I'm just wondering about how we could go about that. I had thought about dams, but I don't know. Sometimes you get some weird surging with the dams, so I was thinking maybe just some floodgates instead, or something just to kind of keep water up in this area and keep things irrigated for longer. So maybe the dams would be the quickest thing to build. Floodgates, that's only a single high, so we could unlock the single floodgate. And at least this way we could kind of keep the water levels a bit higher in there. So let's put that down there, and then we'll also put in a set of stairs down. and we'll just set this to the higher priority. I'd like to get the underground farm fully up and running here pretty soon, but you know, priorities, we got to make sure we take care of everything here. How is it working down here so far? Yeah, they're making some pretty good progress in there so far. We're probably going to need some paths because they're probably going to at some point run into the issue of stuff being too far. So our ladder is I think it's this one. Yeah, okay. So go ahead and put a path in there for now, and then they have that option to get through all that, which is good. This isn't built quite yet. Doesn't look like anyone is currently working on it, but that's okay. They probably can't quite totally reach it. Looks like they've almost got these floodgates done, which is great. So we'll kind of set these. Let's go 0.85. At least that'll raise the water level a little bit. Also just seeing that we have cassava down here still. I'd actually like to unplant those. So we just kind of unmark the cassava for planting. Once those get torn out, we'll switch those around to some kohlrabies, and then we'll kind of keep this area down here strictly kohlrabi farming. Fermented cassavas tend to go through them really fast. So those are all in there, and just kind of see how that is going. It does look like there's a little bit of surging sometimes, so maybe if we just kind of take that down again a little bit, 0.8, and we'll just kind of see how that works there. Yeah, so we got lots of tasks for our beavers. Once, again, the drought hits here in 0.4 days, we'll have a lot of beavers again available. We'll turn a lot of these pumps off here. So let's get those kohlrabis into there. And we'll go ahead and just pause these pumps now. And I'm going to pause this one as well. We'll leave this one running. Seems how it's, in that deeper water there. We'll also just go ahead and pause those. Fermenters done. All of these things are out of power. So we got 7 unemployed beavers. Let's go ahead and get that forester unlocked, or unpaused. That one there as well. And then we'll throw 3 beavers in there. And so we'll have some extra builders to kind of get the different tasks that we have going done. Let's have them get back to planting, because we can't really process anything anyways. And then also just kind of bounce back and forth, making sure things get planted. So berries, those are all gone. They'll grow again in 12 days, so we'll pause that. We could probably put maybe another gatherer up here. We've got pretty full berry storage and pretty full kohlrabi, so that's good. This is also still running. We'll have some more mushrooms here in the next couple days. But yeah, this looks all nice and irrigated. This ran out of water, which is surprising because we're supposed to have the dams to hold the water level. So yeah, not too sure with that one. Maybe if someone has any ideas in the comments about how to kind of keep the water levels here good. It is kind of on different levels. Maybe we need to blast this down eventually as well, but that's something we'll have to just get to in a later episode. This is 7-day drought, so it's kind of not a whole lot to really look at right now. We kind of just are gonna probably have to leave the beavers to do their thing for a bit. So I'll go ahead and just zoom out for a little bit. Seems like this is such a tiny map, and we'll kind of maybe just time lapse our way through this drought and into the next season. If you guys aren't really enjoying the time lapses and rather just I cut stuff out and then switch to the next thing, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I'll catch you on the other side of the time lapse. All right, so here we are halfway through cycle or day 5 and cycle 12. And you can see that I've started construction on this dam, and silly me accidentally deleted out the ladders. So they're going to go back down and work on that, and they should hopefully be getting the planks out of there as well. Yeah, so it's coming along pretty good. I think it's time to try and start planting some of our cassavas down here. So we'll go ahead and just plant where we kind of have some space. And in terms of that one's a ladder, so I'm gonna try to remember not to delete that one. But or is this one? That's the ladder. Okay, so we'll delete all those, and that's the ladder. That's a platform. Yeah, so we'll take those out. We'll get our if I keep remembering where they are. Get our cassavas planted in there as well, and just kind of let them keep working away on that. We do have a lot sort of into the storage, which is good. A good amount of berries and kohlrabies getting into our storage as well. So pretty happy with how the food situation is going. Again, I probably should have maybe moved this storage over one, so we could have built a slightly bigger dam. And I'm kind of just looking down here as well, and I'm thinking, kind of pains me to do this, but I'm going to get rid of that and that there, and we'll kind of just move that over a tiny bit. If we kind of go to here instead, and same thing there, and I think we'll kind of build it up to let's see if I can just kind of see, probably go up to about there. I think if we use this grid tool thing, yeah, that should be the same height, it looks like. Maybe? I don't know. We'll just kind of have to eyeball it. I think that is the right height there, so we'll just go up to about there as well. And yeah, I guess we're gonna have to decide how far we want to go with this. Originally I was gonna blast this out, but I think it's just probably better to build a little bit of a dam here. So if we maybe put levees here, and then we might have to cap it off at some point, but yeah, and then just need those trees out of there as well. And then most of that they can actually reach by building this way. So if we go ahead and take out this path and the ladder, and there's a faster way to do that for sure. Demolish buildings, we'll take that out to there. Hopefully they can still reach that. They should be able to grab it from somewhere. And then if we kind of use we'll put levees there, and then trying to make the most of the space we have. I think probably there as well, and then we'll just kind of fill it into here. Want to leave some space for, I mean, that just looks kind of silly there, so I might just take that out. You know, trying to be smart with the resources, but also I want it to look good. So and then over here as well, we'll take that up to about there, because I don't want to move all this storage right now because I'm lazy. And then take these pass out. We'll kind of do the same thing through there, and we can kind of work around this storage a bit, and then we'll probably put the final ones kind of in there. But that should at least you know, allow us to build up some water. We will have to maybe put some, move this wheels out of the way or something, and maybe put some floodgates over here, which would kind of kill our power generation. So again, this is going to be kind of a multi-stage thing. Once we get also some maybe more berry situations sorted out and get our food production a bit higher, then we can kind of remove the water wheels and we'll put some engines down here, I think, instead. So it's going to be kind of a multi-step project for sure. So hopefully you guys don't mind staying along for the ride. So yeah, let's see where we're at. So we've got metal production is good. I don't think we need any more metal blocks at this moment, so I'm actually just gonna pause this smelter. That beaver can go do something else. So we can maybe gather a few more of these berries here, and maybe we'll have someone come down here and do some berry gathering. And what else can we have them do? Don't really need any more gears yet. We will need more water storage, but I think that again that'll be something that'll come eventually. So we're probably good there. Just get the little bit of Robbie in there. And yeah, what else can we get the beavers to do? Let's go to 3 times speed because I think we just need some time to pass. I feel like there was other projects I had in mind, but I just can't quite remember what they are at the moment. We have the logs, so I think what we really need is just some more builders. So I wonder if I can just get this, take that priority up a little bit, and maybe we'll borrow from some of the scientist huts. We got almost 2,000 science, so we're really kind of good on there. What we could actually maybe unlock is the double dynamite and triple. Don't have enough science, so we'll get the double at least. And let's see, maybe see what else we can unlock for well-being. We didn't get the showers put in, unfortunately, but you know, eventually we'll find a home for those, even if we have to build some platforms. You don't need decontamination pods yet. A scratcher, we could get that, and see if we can maybe fit that somewhere. Little spot right there will do. Only 1 medical bed, so that's something we might need more of later on. And I think everything else, a swimming pool would be nice, but I think, yeah, we don't quite have a spot that's wide enough, again, without putting in a bunch of platforms. So at least try to get the scratcher in and see if that'll get a tiny bit of the well-being up. Good, getting good-ish on the food storage. I still would like to see more for, you know, how many beavers we have. We do have 54 now, so we're definitely getting up there in terms of our population. They probably can't reach this now. No, it says they can, they just are choosing not to pick it up, so maybe I'll just prioritize that. These ladders are in place now, which is great, so that kind of saves them a little bit of time getting to and from this area, which is good to see as well. Eventually maybe we consider putting something up here that connects over the dam or something like that. But yeah, overall pretty happy with the progress. Let's just see how this underground farm is going. Getting more and more, lots of planks, so hopefully I maybe again might just prioritize picking these up so they kind of get out of here. Let's just see if we can maybe go ahead and take out a few more. So again, that's the ladder, so we'll take those out, and there as well. And again, we'll just keep kind of plugging away on getting our cassavas planted underground here. Now we could consider where we want to put a berry farm, because we have some foresters around here. I'm just wondering if we could maybe dig down somewhere that makes some sense here as well. But yeah, just gotta wait, I think, a little bit. We want to make sure we get all the food production kind of stable before too long here. We definitely still have a lot more we need to plant, but I'm thinking if we can get this all cassava under here, maybe once we can take these out and get some berries planted underground as well, then we can take the berries out, we can put some more farmhouses. Again, we can at least use water for power up here, and then eventually once we get maybe this dam built, yeah, we'll have to look at not so much using water for power down here, but again, all that's just going to take the time it takes as we wait for everything to come along. I'm going to unpause that forester so we get some of our trees replanted again. And what I might just do is pause a few lumberjack flags there just to kind of balance out the jobs. Yeah, we got a lot of trees still to cut down, but overall I'd say the colony's doing really good. Water, yeah, we're slowly getting more water in. It is day 10 of cycle 12, so we might be getting a bad tide or some sort of warning here soon. I'm wondering with the double dynamite, I mean, it would be perfect to do it during a drought. Would be to try and get up here and seeing if we can blast this out a little bit, just to kind of, again, just create one sort of or two layers of some levees. I mean, the thing is, I think even these blocks will get contaminated underneath the water sources, so I don't know how well that works. Also, at some point we're going to have to figure out some sort of drain, because here, once this goes into a bad tide, all that bad water is going to fill in there. This will close, but then there's nowhere really for that bad water to go, and this starts to maybe get a little bit of contamination as well. So I don't know if at some point we could try and, you know, borrow some ideas from Zedek, if you've seen his channel before, and see if we can maybe build like a little bit of a tunnel down here that will just drain the bad water off the map. That would be ideal. We also have this that'll go bad, but I think, yeah, we already have these sluices here, and they will close and drive the bad water off that way. So oh, that piece is in. That's nice. Making some good progress as they, I guess, have time to build it. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a matter of kind of waiting waiting it out. And let's just see how things are going under here. Good progress again. Let's see if we can maybe demolish a few more things without destroying the whole the whole thing. It looks like so far our terrain is holding, so it looks like our pillar idea is working out. So thanks again to the comments about that. It really helps. Get our cassavas planted there again. Looks like we got a few more we can take out there and there. We do have a lot of planks, so I'm thinking actually what we could do is we could pause the industrial lumber mills, and we could get, oh, that's already full of years. Okay, so we could get more builders again in there. Make sure we got 4 in there. Yes, the dreaded bad tide. Okay, so, well, there's not a whole lot we can really do about that except to kind of just play it out. Because we're in normal mode, it shouldn't be too terribly long of a bad tide, maybe a day or so. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, we might lose just a couple trees to contamination and maybe some of these cassavas up here. So maybe it is a good time to consider unmarking these for planting. Maybe right around this area. Seems how we do have some underground again. I mean, we're going through them pretty fast, but we're also fermenting them probably just as fast as we pull them out of the ground. So if you kind of go again down into the underground farm, there is quite a few under here, and we'll just kind of see where some of these are at. Looks like they're getting pretty close to actually being ready to be pulled out. We could probably use a second farmhouse, if I'm completely honest, which I wonder if we can maybe squeeze that down here when some of those cassavas come out of the ground. But of course, that also is going to require more beavers. So we're up to 57, which is good. I think we've got a decent balance in terms of our population. Looks like they are getting started on building more of this. I don't know why they probably couldn't reach that one with the paths. That's fine. It'll all sort of get built. I just hope no one gets stranded, but it should be pretty easy to get them out if they are. Can no one reach these up here? That's really kind of annoying. Is there any way of getting, if I put one there, that will get it. Okay. You're doing nothing, so you get paused, you get unpaused. Set this to a higher priority just so it gets done real quick, and then we can take those trees out. If we happen to have spare dynamite, I guess we can start sort of at least planning out blasting out a lot of that to get some more water in here, and kind of same thing there and there. Get those sort of plotted, and then once more of this is done, then we can get, make sure these are marked for cutting as well, which they're not. So we got some cutting areas we could unmark there and along this path, just to, I don't know, doesn't need to be there. So And this also doesn't need to be marked for cutting anymore either, because there's no more trees there. I think these lumberjacks can't reach these for some reason, and I don't know why. The stairs aren't blocking it, but for some reason they can't, and I just can't seem to get another one closer. So something to figure out again down the road. But yeah, let's see. Can't get all acquired materials. Oh, actually, that low on logs. That's surprising. And there's lots over there, so let's get that unpaused. That can go away now. And we can put in some of the dynamite there. And we might as well plan to put one there as well. Oh shoot, the bad tide. Oh no. Okay, let out a little bit of some bad water, but that should hopefully just sort of flow through once the next good tide comes. That was close. Yeah, I'm just going to... Oh, the beavers might end up swimming through that. Shoot. Well, we have extract, so if we have to get the decontamination pod, it's not the end of the world. Hopefully we didn't let out too much, and this dam is kind of holding it there, so yeah, they kind of go through here a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually just take out that staircase and hope that they don't really go through there anymore, and see maybe if this will evaporate. It's a 2-day bad tide, so yeah, we'll see. Hopefully kind of pause that water pumper there just to kind of keep the water balanced. Yeah, there's not really a point, I think, in moving a bunch of people around, to be honest, for such a short little bad tide. But yeah, we lost a lot of trees and all those pines that we could have gotten resin for. So hopefully we don't start seeing anyone saying they don't feel well. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Down here, looks like all of our cassavas are safe this far over, which is good. Kind of looks like it extends to about there, so we could probably maybe do one more row here and get away with it. So maybe if we kind of put that out there, and we'll just go ahead and take those out. Go ahead also and just take a lot of that out as well. Don't really need that, and then we'll get some more of our cassavas planted under here. Ah, that's annoying. I was hoping it would maybe just evaporate, but the water level might not be deep enough. But as soon as the non-nasty is back, and I guess while we're here, let's go ahead and clear off that little bit too, I think. It looks like, I guess, some of it died. And then food, again, we're going to get the second farmhouse there for now, just to kind of help out. We're probably going to rearrange a lot of this once we want to get the corn and the food factory going. So again, it'll just be a little bit of time, and that bad tide is already over. So if we come into here and check this sluice, yeah, 84% contamination down there. So we might have to let the good water run for a little bit. Make sure this is nice and clean before we open these. I really should actually switch these to sluices. That could be maybe a project we could do. Honestly, let's just do it right now, because that way then I won't forget. We'll just kind of quickly delete one at a time. I don't know how they're going to get over here, but we'll go ahead and make some sluices here. So just pause real quick. I'm going to move this farmhouse real quick while we have some space, because eventually too we could also work on that other project I was thinking of. I guess we'll just put that there for now. So unpause that. Put some ladders up to there. And again, we'll get some paths in place to there. And then we'll put sluices. Ah, water wheel. Well, we can maybe move these one back. Because we might not actually need this to be full forward. So let's go ahead and put sluice is there, and then the levees up to about there. And maybe we'll just realign that, and we can take these ones out. We're not really going to need that, and that should still work for diverting our bad water. So I'm going to set this to very high priority, as well as all of that. And we'll get all that replaced real quick before anything else bad happens. Maybe just pick that up as well. It's high priority. And then we'll set this farmhouse maybe to a more medium priority as well. Again, we got that tiny bit of contamination here. It slowly gets better, I think, as time goes on, but at some point we might be able to just quickly sort of release it out and flush it out. Since we don't really have any beavers that go... They are going through the water here right now, though, so I probably want to do that kind of at night once they were all in bed or something like that. Which, maybe take a look. Alright, we'll just open that real quick. Let some bad water out. It is mixed with the good water, so it should hopefully not contaminate too much. And oh, it's flooding over there. So we'll stop that. Let that hopefully run its way through real quick. Hopefully no one again was in that too long. And yeah, now it's down to 5. So this should hopefully clear itself out real quick, and then it'll open again and auto. But yeah, we'll have a problem with that if we put in this full dam here. But again, we can probably maybe just eventually shut this off, or we'll work on trying to divert that out somehow. We'll just kind of have to dig down to the bottom of the map and then try and blast it out like I showed earlier. So I won't make you guys sit through that again, but looks like they're working on getting these all built, hopefully sooner rather than later. Can't get all required materials. It's just the trees. That is surprising that we ran out of logs. I guess probably building a lot of this dam here was using a lot of the logs that we had, so might just have to wait a little bit. There's a tree there, so maybe we'll get that lumberjack flag on pause. We'll pause that one again. We could cut down all these dead pines here, but yeah, I guess the logs will just be a little bit of a holdup. The only place they're going to is this dam, so maybe let's go ahead and just very low prioritize a lot of this, because we're not really going to get to build a lot of it, you know, all of it anytime soon. So hopefully at least we'll be able to get... Well, there's logs there on the ground, so I don't know why you don't just pick those up. Again, we'll kind of high prioritize that. Hopefully they'll grab that. That farmhouse here would have been nice to have, but anyways, life goes on. But kind of looking at the clock on OBS here, we're hitting about, well, 50 minutes minus the time lapse here. So I'm pretty happy with the progress that we've made so far. We'll have a new dam in place soon. The underground farm seems to really be coming together. Again, once we get a little bit further, we'll try and get the berries under there as well and get that all going. So if you did enjoy today's video, please do consider leaving me a like and some comments below. And I'll catch you next time in the Turbo Beavers. So take care, everyone, and bye-bye.